In this video we will show you how to go from this to this. I assume you are having problems with your steps if you are watching this video. We've had noisy steps for a couple of years now, although we are living in a new built house. This step has zero reinforcement in the middle. I just can't believe it. Anyway, we asked my dad if he can fix it. He said of course. So he reinforced in the middle and then he ended up going over the top, but at least it's really secure now. The key is to make sure at least the middle and the two sides are secured. Our cat George also thinks it's a bit OTT. We then moved on to cut the edge of each step. We then measured each step individually and cut out both the risers and the steps. We then made sure to glue every single crevices or any space in between the steps and put lots of glue on all the sides. We also used some wedges to make sure that they are correctly in place, which later we cut off. For extra security, we put a couple of small nails in that won't be visible once everything is ready. Once all risers were in place, we avoided to go on the steps so the glue can dry properly. Next day, we continued doing the steps. So we wanted to put some dowels. That's why we made a straight line in the middle, 3 holes, and with glue we put the dowels in. We then replicated the same holes in the risers. We made sure that it fits correctly before putting glue everywhere. We ended up using 1.5 bottles of this glue. Any excess glue can be wiped down with wet cloth straight away. So don't be shy with the glue. If you have, then just make sure you put enough. Also, when knocking the wood into place, it's good to either use the right tool or another piece of wood so you don't damage. Once the steps are in place, it's good to weigh them down with something heavy or even weights if you have whilst the glue is drying. If there's a more intricate step, just make a template out of a cardboard. Once finished, wait for the glue to dry before stepping on the stairs. Use wood filler or make a paste out of sawdust and glue to fill any space in between the wall and steps. And now let's try it out. There's a bit of noise in the background, but you can clearly hear zero noise whilst I'm stepping on each step. And now you can paint or decorate however you would like. Make sure to use masking tape and always start with the darkest color first. We wanted dark oak varnish for the steps because we wanted to match the hardwood that we have in the entrance, which is leading up to the steps. First coating is the slowest because you need to be a bit more mindful and it soaks up much more varnish. The rest of the coatings was probably taking us half an hour altogether. It was much quicker than the first one. Whilst fixing the steps only took us 2 days, to actually varnish and paint ended up taking us a few more days. However, we used quick drying products. This made it much easier. To get to the color we wanted, we ended up having to do 4 coats, and a couple of the steps needed a 5th one to make sure each and every step is exactly the same color and almost identical to our entrance hardwood. Once the varnish has dried, we moved on to painting the risers white. We used primer first. Actually, I only realized it was a primer after about 2 coats. It was an old tin we had from previous painting, so I didn't read the tin properly. However, the covering wasn't too good, and that's when I realized that I'm using a primer. So I popped out and bought a tin of paint. This is where you can see that it's not covering 100% because it's just the primer. Once you are finished with all the painting and it's left to dry, then you can take off the masking tape. And you are left with some beautiful stairs just like ours for less than £500 and about 5 days. We are extremely happy how they turned out. Hope this video helps you redecorate your stairs.